Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Braylon Wenger of Dalton High School down in Ohio. How's it going?
That's going pretty good.
You guys you guys had a big win last night. Kind of talk about that.
Yeah, first half we kind of got off to a slow start, but by the end of the first half, we started to figure stuff out on the defensive end. Then the third quarter, we really came out with a high defensive intensity and really put them away.
Just kind of talk about what this season's kind of been like for you.
With the injury, sitting out the first 6 games, it was kind of tough to not be able to be out there for my team, but I just continued to be a good teammate in practice and on the bench during the games. And once I got back, I feel like, we needed some games to gel, but I feel like now we're hitting our stride and we're starting to gel together.
Yeah. What was the biggest thing that you worked on this offseason?
I would say the biggest thing I worked on is probably my overall game along with, getting in better conditions so I can be able to play heavy minutes and still be able to produce for my team.
Yeah. Defensively, where do you think you're at right now?
Defensively, I view it as something you can always get better at. I feel like I'm at a pretty solid place, but, there's always room to improve on defense. I'm just trying to improve each and every game so I can be at the top of my defensive game along with my overall game by tournament time.
Can you believe that you're a senior?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Especially with Jalen not being there. I played with him the whole way up through. So just kind of being without him and this being my last year in high school, it's kind of hard to believe.
To kind of take me through, like, what's it like just inside and, in practices. What are practices like for this team?
Practices, they're super intense and they're super competitive as well. We'll split off into different groups. We'll play 5-on-5, and it's always super competitive. And I feel like that benefits the team in the games, and it helps us be more competitive, and it leads us to wins.
Yeah. Really going into this season, do you feel like you've accomplished what you kind of wanted as we're really at the midway point of the year?
We'd like our record to be a little better for sure, but, you don't play the season to play for the first part of the year. You play the season so you're full strength and ready to go by the tournament. And, we'd like to win the WCAL, but our main focus, honestly, is to win a state championship.
Yeah. Just kind of previewing the next few opponents that you have. What's on the docket for you guys?
Yeah, we got Northwestern Tuesday. That they're playing really well right now, and we got to come ready to play against them. And Rittman, we have them Friday. And then we got Lutheran East, one of the top teams in Ohio, coming in to our gym Saturday. That should be a really fun game. It should prepare us for the tournament, and we want to go out there and get a win against them.
Yeah, for sure. Really, just talk about what's it like just being a part of all this.
As a little kid, you go to the basketball games, you see all those guys playing out there, and you're just like, man, I want to be out there like those guys playing in front of the big crowds. And now that I'm a part of it, it's just kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah. What do you want to work on these next few games?
I just want to work on becoming more of a leader and trying to get my teammates involved. I feel like, getting them involved makes us as a whole harder to guard, so they can't just focus on one person. But yeah, getting them involved for sure, and becoming more of a leader and playing high intensity defense from the opening tip.
All right. Well, let's get to know you, Braylon. How about that?
All
right. Who was the player that you looked up to growing up?
There's a couple players I looked up to growing up. One definitely being LeBron. Being from Ohio, He was on the Cavs, and he went to the Heat. And then he came back. He won a championship. He's always been kind of the guy that I've looked up to. Also, looked up to Paul George too. He's always been one of my favorite players, and his game is so smooth. And he was super competitive with LeBron when he was in Miami, when he was on the Pacers. So him being able to challenge him kind of saw that he's a great player too. And taking bits and pieces of their game and incorporating them into mine is kind of something that I look to do.
Yeah. What's pregame meal before a game?
Yeah, usually the day of the game, as soon as I get out of school, I'll go to Subway and get a sub. That's just what I've been doing since my freshman year, and just kind of keeping it going.
Okay. How do you mentally prepare for a game?
Usually I come home, eat my sandwich, and watch a little bit of film, watch a little bit of Netflix to relax. Then I take a nap till about, I'd say, an hour and a half before I have to be at the gym. Then I'll wake up from my nap and I'll go shower. Then I'll drive there and stretch out and get ready to play.
All right. And lastly, what is something people do not know about you?
Something that people don't know about me is, let's see. When I was in 8th grade, I was walking from study hall in the cafeteria to go to my locker, and I tripped over my feet and fell down a flight of stairs and just landed face
Jeez.
first. Just landed face first right on my face.
Oh my, man. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Braylon, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck the rest of the year, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.